Hello and welcome back to Bee Monster Laboratory. Today we're going to take a look at the Robotic Arm Edge, a wired controlled robotic arm kit. Hopefully we're going to answer some of the questions you may have, see if it's worth your time and money. Stick around, let's check it out. Well, if you watched some of my previous videos, you probably know I'm not a big fan of these robotic kits where you have to clip your pieces from these plastic sheets. By and large, they're mostly cheap plastic, and they don't hold up very well. Like the Mech 5 robot that I did, or the Discovery robot that I did. Those robots you take apart and then put together in another configuration, and it really wears down the plastic parts. But with this robot, the pieces have been good quality. You're not constantly taking it apart and putting it back together, so you don't have all that added stress on the plastic parts and pieces. I bought this robotic kit for two reasons. One reason, I wanted to find a robot kit that was going to be good for my daughter to build at school in her robotics or STEM class. I believe that any 5th or 6th grader could put this robotic kit together with confidence and then be proud of what they build in the end. I was also looking for something with easy to read instructions so that they wouldn't lose their way, and I think that this delivered. And the second reason I bought this was because it reminded me of the Armatron that I had when I was a kid. That was a robotic arm that we got from Radio Shack. It was one of the coolest things I had as a kid. That was 1985-86, and I wore that thing out. It came with an instruction manual I thought was put together very well. One thing I like about it is that you can open up the first page here and there's a parts list and order form. If you break a piece or lose a piece while building, all is not lost. You can purchase it right here and continue your build. It may take you a little while to get it, but at least you don't have to throw it out. Another thing I like about it are the diagrams. I think they're excellent. I think that there's no confusion, nothing that I can find wrong with the instructions. They're all very straightforward. And one suggestion I would have is going to the parts list and taking all these little screws and putting them into separate containers and labeling them. That way you're not constantly flipping back like I was doing to see which screw is which. They are to scale, so just hold it up to the book here and you'll be able to tell really quick which screw is which. Label those containers and it'll make the process a whole lot easier. the arm extends just a little over 13 inches, but obviously if you're going to pick something up and bend it, you're going to shorten that distance. The arm also has a maximum lift weight of 100 grams. That's 0.22 pounds, so you're not going to be lifting anything substantially heavy, or remotely heavy. It does run on 4D batteries, so you're going to need some of those large batteries, and the battery box is pretty easy to put together. And another neat feature about this robotic arm is that in between the grippers, there's an LED light you can turn on or off by using the remote, and I think that's pretty cool. The Armatron never had an LED light. I also like the fact that it comes with 3 cable tie downs to keep the cords nice and clean so you don't have cords all over the place. There's 2 built onto the back of the robot, and it comes with 3 that you place anywhere you want on the robot, just to keep the cords out of the way. Now when you first build your remote control, the little yellow shifter or slider things here are going to be fairly stiff, so it's going to be fairly hard to go up and down, left and right. But over time they do loosen up a little bit, and the reason for that is when you're putting it together, notice how stiff those contacts are. You also want to pay attention to the white plug that goes into the top of the battery box here. When you're pushing that pin in, it's going to take a little more force than you would think it would, but as long as you have the holes and the pins lined up, don't be afraid to push that thing all the way in. On the robotic arm, all the articulating joints where the motors are, they move very smooth, and I'm very happy with that. The motor on the base of the robotic arm, however, mine is very squeaky and kind of noisy and really slow. Now when I built this tin can robot, the instructions specifically said to grease the gears, which I believe will increase longevity of your robot. Will any long-term use of this robotic arm damage the gears because we didn't grease the gears? I don't know. Time will tell. Overall, I think you're going to be very happy with your robotic arm build. 4th grade all the way to even middle school, I think that they would have a good time building this. It's going to take a little while. It is kind of a long build. So in the end, I think you may enjoy building the robot just as much as operating the robot when you're done. Well, that's all I've got for today. If you've used this robotic arm, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to follow the channel so that you can check out our upcoming videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care and we'll see you very soon.